Yo, so yeah, now we're going from like 2014. Now we're in 2015, right? And then we're gonna carry something that came from 2014 into 2015. So basically, last year with the whole Ferguson situation and all that, right? That's right. So then yesterday, I'm busy watching the trailer for this new film called Selma. And I told Lani about it, right? I'm like, yo, there's this film called Selma coming out, and it's about Martin Luther King. It's like a biopic. And then Lani, let me see the reaction Lani gives you, because he can explain it better, because this was priceless. I said, nah, like, yo, tell me tomorrow, because I know it's going to be long-winded. I don't want to lose none of this, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, yo, I think this is kind of interesting that they're doing it at this time because it's perfect, you know what I mean, with the whole marches and all of that going on.
Yeah, of course.
So like Lani's like, I hate these like, I'm sick and tired of these films. Like, tell me what you're feeling, fam.
You know when I say I'm sick and tired of these films, these type of films, right? The whole what would I put it as? Black oppression films, like. We been through a struggle, right? Like, historically wise, since, let's say, white man came to Africa, took the black guys out of Africa, put them in plantations, put them in, whatever. But it's a thing where there's never been, because imagine in school what we learned when it comes to like black history, it always starts with the slave trade or something, nothing before that. It never goes beyond that. Like there was obvious history before that.
That's true.
And it's like that. It was like I don't agree with most of Azizi Banks' situations and things, But like it's like that whole black appropriation. But I mean it's like I'd go more with like J. Cole's interview when on Angie Martinez. He was speaking some truth there, right there. But like it's just like the system is like built like to make us always think, oh, we came from oppression. Nah, we had a history before that, and it's sort of been, I wouldn't say deleted or erased, but it feels like that.
It's being acknowledged.
It's not acknowledged. It's just totally dismissed. They want to talk when they talk about black history. They only go as far as the slave trade. They only go as far as segregation and all these Jim Crow laws and all that. And when it comes to those movies, you gotta watch 12 Years a Slaves. You gotta watch Roots. Roots wasn't even a movie; it was a TV show. But like, you gotta watch Django. Like all those films, and all they have to do is come on. Even like 42, like the first black guy to really make a major impact in baseball and all that, and you get all these things. Like it's always like black people have to fight against things. We had to fight against things. Like lately, I don't know if you I was watching Chris Rock interview, and he said, his dad, we got into a point where this whole racism or oppression or whatever, it's not as bad as
it used to be.
As it used to be, because Chris Rock's dad came from a generation where he was called nigger every day.
Oh, for real.
Chris Rock himself, he was called like the nigger or the N-word like every week. And then nowadays, I mean, yeah, sure, like nowadays when I mean, yeah, with my friends, like my black people, they usually say like, yo, nigga this, nigga that. But you don't hear that from white people. I don't know, man. They might be sitting in their homes, say, it's one of those, one of the things, like they might not say it in front of you, but when they're in the home, they be like, oh, nigga. They're like, yes, I can say it.
He's not here right now.
Niggas not saying nigga anymore.
You know what I mean? It's like, it's one of those things. And obviously it's in your thing, but it's a good thing that we turned such a hateful word into like what they call a
brotherly.
term of endearment.
Endearment.
Like you're my nigga, you're my brother, man. You're that guy, man.
Yeah.
You're the dude, man. Yeah, so it's just like but the thing is about those films, it's just I'm sick and tired of it, because even though these films are great and whatnot, but like that puts a whole perception where, you know, you can't, it's very hard to have, you know, sort of black movies where without coming from that angle where we've fought oppression. You know, we can make other movies. We can be creative on other things. You know, we can talk about other things that are relative to us.
I understand what you're saying. I do feel like
So for it to get to a point where I'm sick and tired of it, you know, it's just like, cool. Martin Luther King was a great guy. I respect him. I respect his grind and everything he done, and you know, but at the same time, there's plenty of there's plenty of information out there and plenty of stuff, and like, come on, I'll be weirded out if somebody didn't know who Martin Luther King is, man. You don't really need to make another film about it, and especially at this tension right now, we got the Ferguson riots happening, and I mean, let's make a documentary about that and things that are really current, like Martin, that's more historical sense. You can always make a film like that, but
I think that with the Martin Luther King coming out, yeah, it can go two ways. It can go to the fact of people learn that sometimes the non-violent way is the best way to go around things, or something like that. But then also it could go to the way of like, yo, like I still feel some hate. Have you ever been to watch a black film like that? Like, have you ever seen The Butler, Django, or anything like that? When you feel as like, it's not a case of, as a black dude, when you leave that film, how do you feel? Like, you feel like what? How do you feel, Jay? Just like on a general sense.
Myself, I don't really go to watch them films too much, because.
But have you ever seen one of?
Out of the films you just named, no. But the thing is, I've seen Roots. Like,
Okay.
But that was in school. The thing is, I don't like to watch films that make black people look bad, because it makes me feel bad, because that's where I came from.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So it's like, we take a lot of things for granted right now, but that's how things was before.
True.
But that's one of the reasons why I don't like to really watch them movies too much.
Okay.
Cause I think they just play with your emotions.
They do. Like, but I think like with those films, right? Like, say with was it 43 or Expressway? 42, and then you have the baseball one, and then you got in all them films, you see the grind, you see the person going through like racial abuse, and
then you see them make it.
And you see them make it, and then when they make it, they die. Something bad happens.
Of course.
The only good one, which we've seen where the guy, like the black guy is on top of the end, is Django.
And another thing, like, I don't get why in nearly every movie where there's a black guy, the black guy dies first.
Come on, man.
You knew the topic was gonna come up. You knew it was gonna come up. You knew it was gonna come up.
Yo.
we even have movies. We still even have movies now where there's no black guys at all, man.
Yeah.
Of course.
I heard a slogan the other day. Right? I don't know. I was watching some interview or something, right? And then they said that like when in Hollywood or something like that, right? They have when they have like an all black cast, yeah. They sometimes call it a, what's it called? It's like it's a case where there's too much of one color. You feel me? On a set.
It's unbalanced.
I don't know. Yeah, there's a word, but I can't think of it right now.
Yeah.
But when I do, I'll say it. Yeah. And then when I think of it, when I watch films and I watch like say Dear John and all this, I'm like, yo, but they're the same color, ain't no different. You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
So I'm thinking, why does it have to be different? Because you're black. That's why sometimes, like, when people say, yo, you're black, it's a case of like, does that mean does that make me different from you? Like, so sometimes I just like to be seen as a person compared to like the color I am. Like, yo, oh Martin, as a black guy, how's this? I'm like, yo, I'm a dude at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, your money Martz.
Like, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like, if, like, because one black person does something, I'm supposed to feel the same way as him, or, you know what I mean? It's like when, it's say, you know, back when they were doing the whole Obama election thing, they're like, oh, who you going to vote for? Like, to some people, when a black, it's like as if every black person was kind of pressured to go and vote for one person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
And it's the case like, oh yeah, some people wanted him, no lie, it was good and everything like that, yeah. But then it's the case like, it shouldn't matter whether he was black, white, Spanish, wherever he's from, Indian, whatever. It's the case like, the main thing is, can he do the job? You know what I mean? So the fact that like, when you're asking people who you're gonna vote for, and the media aims, yeah, to get that stereotypical answer out of you. You know what I'm saying? They aim for that, yeah. So when you actually feed them what they want, it's a case of like, oh, we already knew this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and it kind of feeds everyone. It feeds like everyone else around that, like, yo, they're the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's all for I think for the media itself, it's like it's all a business for them. It's all about getting whatever sells really, and whatever comes to the headlines. Like, remember like whenever the headlines they have, right? Like, say remember when J. Cole released the track, I forgot what it's called. Shit, how can I forget how it's called?
Which track? I'll look out for you because you're recording.
The one where
what's it called? Say the name, fam.
It was on Forest Hill Drive, but like I forgot what it's called. Shit.
What's up?
Oh yeah, no, it's still recording.
Yeah.
Yo. But it was on Forest Hill Drive. I forgot what it's called, the track, but it was basically, he was talking about the Grammys and how the culture is being you know, hip hop is a culture, is normally black, but it's like these white artists are coming in and taking the culture a bit. So he was talking about how you know, he'll fake a smile, you know. What if, as Iggy, he was predicting Iggy would win the Grammys.
Yeah.
But he obviously he wouldn't be happy. I know he wouldn't be happy about it, but he would crack a smile, whatever. Mm-hmm. And then he was talking, and he also took shots at Eminem or whatever. I wouldn't say he took shots. It was just trying to make a point with what he was saying, and
which people don't know the difference. Like making a
Fire Squad. That's it. Fire Squad. So it was a thing where but what happened, that whole track was actually a good track, but because he mentioned people like that, they said, oh, he dissed Eminem, he dissed all that. That was what the headlines are. Not the fact that he done a nice track, he done that, whatever. But that's why the media right now is like, imagine nowadays, before when they give you information, you just absorb it so quickly, then you throw it back out.
Yeah, it's the same thing with music, because I remember I watched the Jay-Z interview, right? And he's like, he was saying how he doesn't understand how people can review his new album a day after it's come out. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me to judge an album, I needed at least a week or a month, because
you need to listen to the actual. Because when I listen to something, I listen to I look up all the lyrics. If I really like a track this way, not when I'm listening to something like Migos, I'm just going to turn up to it. Mm. That's the thing. No disrespect to Migos. Shout out to Migos. They're nice turn up music. But if I'm listening to, say I don't know, if like say a Kendrick track or whatever, so that whole album, that sort of thing, I'll listen to the whole the whole track, listen to the lyrics, repeat whatever songs I like, and then look up the actual samples of the tracks.
Yes.
And be
I started doing that.
Okay, so this is where the inspiration came from. This is where the thing. So I can understand what that whole album and the whole concept is about. And even when I'm lost with the lyrics, I go to Rap Genius. Shout out to Rap Genius, bro.
Yeah.
And just see what other people interpret with the lyrics, just to see about understanding. Sometimes even if I know what it means, I just check what other people want to say about it. And it's that whole thing, you're reviewing it yourself. It takes a lot longer than a day to review it. Come on, you're gonna listen to it for how long, and then you're gonna chuck it away.
To me, it's about the whole...
Like, that's what happened with the Drake thing. When he released Nothing Was the Same, everybody was anticipating it, and it was a thing that happened. And then after a while, that buzz died down. It was like, what's next?
That's the thing. So then, you gotta live with it. You gotta live with an album. You gotta live with an album, because you have to go, when you listen to the album, you have to listen to it when you're emotional, when you're angry, and when you're pissed off. And then that's when you see what type of album is this.
Of course, yeah. That's when you see like what message they were trying to put out. Because there's certain albums you can listen to when you're in different moods.
Yeah.
Yeah. I understand what you mean completely there.
Like, I listened to, Yeezus, yeah?
Yeah.
Some people didn't like Yeezus.
I love Yeezus.
I love Yeezus.
Yeezus is the one.
Yeezus, I bought that hard copy. Like, I actually went to the shop and bought that hard copy. That's how much I liked it.
Shout outs, bro.
I listened to it on Spotify for a little bit, and I thought, I gotta go buy this thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I went to go buy it. I played it, and at first I had my few songs which I liked, which were like Blood on the Leaves, New Slaves, Bound, I liked that. And then I liked,
I Am a God.
I Am a God. At the end, one time I sat there and I played all the songs going around, all of them. I don't know how many tracks there is on there, but I played all of them, right?
Yeah.
And I ended up liking every single one. And then I looked at the samples for Blood on the Leaves, yeah? And I saw the interview. I saw the interview of him on Power 105, yeah? And I saw him talking about the whole corporations and all this, yeah? So I'm busy thinking, I'm adding up the dots of what message he's trying to preach and everything he's been saying and that.
Yeah.
And then I see what's been going on, and I see that he was very clever in the samples he picked. He picked a Nina Simone, Blood on the, Strange Fruits, right? Yeah, he used that as a sample. That song right there was about slaves hanging, being lynched, all of that. So he knew what he was doing when it came to sampling and everything like that. Everything was all it was all a part of the picture.
Yeah, of course.
Which is what I loved even more about the album.
And even in his tours, in his thing, it was like, you gotta listen. You not just gotta listen to the music itself. You gotta experience it. Because when he that's one thing, is like, Kanye's not just a rapper, he's really about his art, like.
Yeah, he's an artist. Like.
So for him, he does his stage props in certain ways, and when you go to the, I don't know, I didn't go yet, but like when I saw it on like online and stuff, I was like, oh, wow, he put in so much work into that. He wanted people like that. Like, he's really passionate about it.
I heard a lot about it as well.
So it's like, it's just that whole thing where it's more than just the music. And that's why now it's like, we're built to just listen to the music and pass it on. Listen to a track and pass it on, and that's it. Or it'll be hot for a while, then after a while you'll be wondering what they're gonna do next.
Yeah.
It's like back when I was growing up, man, I feel like an old man right now. Yo.
When I was growing up.
But back in my days, when I was your age, children, back then, like, I think that things like music was very hard to get. And I mean, there wasn't that much supply of music. You only had sources. What we would see, like, we had the Sky Remote. We used to fight over the Sky Remote, me and my cousins. Yeah. And to pick what channel we want to watch the music, and someone didn't like the song, and then I like the song, or we end up fighting over the remote, like change the channel, did this, and it was a thing where you really got into the music, like, or even not just the music, or the TV shows you were watching, or the the films you were watching, or even me, because I don't know, me, I like to read books, so I used to read books. I still like to read books.
Yeah.
I don't read as much, but like back then, man, I really got into things, like, and it was a sort of thing where I would dwell on something for time, and everybody was used to that. Nowadays, if you spend too much time on something,
you miss out.
Like you miss out. There's something else happening. There's another thing. Like even like with the technology, if you spend like too long with one phone, then it's already upgraded. It's like 2 times already, and you're like,
I gotta have this phone.
You feel like your phone is old. You feel like you want to replace your phone, but your phone is actually, there's nothing wrong with it. It works, it functions, it does what it does. Basically, when it came with mobile phones, you came with like, all you needed to do was call. Then they text a feature. Then they added more features. They kept adding more features. What they're gonna keep adding more features until what the phone's gonna do.
What's
now?
the limit? Like, because then now they stop. Now when you actually put a phone in, it's not actually called a mobile no more. It's called a device. It's a device. That means it's not a mobile phone. Was like a mobile phone, which is like it's meant you can carry it around. It's mobile. You know what I mean? Yeah. But now a device means like, yo. A device is a lot of things. A device can do a lot of things. Like, I could have a device for my television, a device for my keyboard. I got a device for my watches. Like, you can have a device for everything. So when you actually see that, like, yo, the change is kind of different. You realize, but I want to know where they're gonna take this.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure they're gonna release some new phones this year that are gonna be like, okay, this is gonna, I don't know. Especially, I don't know, even with the iPhone 6 craze, you saw people buying that. And then soon as they were buying that, I had a friend, his phone was bending. Like, I was like, that's one thing, because when you realize that when iPhone, their technology is good, but compared to Android and stuff, they're so far behind now. True. Like, with the features and everything.
One time my mom had a phone that read text messages to her. No word of a lie.
Yeah, true. Like, this is all repetition.
Mad. Like, the phone reads the message to you.
Like, there's phones that you can get. You don't to control it. You don't even have to touch it. You just wave your hands all thing. Like, it's so like you're feeling like a magician, man. You're just like, motion sensor, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you even get that with like games consoles now. Like when the PS3 came out, right? Not even PS4, but back in the day when PS3 came out, it was like, we know when they added 6 X's, you were like, I want to swing to the left, let me swing to the right.
Yeah,
let me
with
just,
the controller. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was crazy, man. You were like
when the Wii came out, people were like, yeah.
Yeah, when the Wii came out, you can actually hit that. But then Xbox came with Connect. That's what I'm saying. The technologies, they kept on bringing things, and everybody was expecting stuff, right? So now even the games consoles, even your TVs, they're not even TVs now. They'd be like, oh, this is a smart TV.
You could do a computer at the same time.
Yeah,
now I think that all I need to do is get one thing. Have one thing and it will do everything for you.
It'll be your
I'll
TV,
get a smart TV.
Your mobile phone. It'll be your mobile phone.
It'll be, yeah.
I won't be surprised if in 10 years when you get a phone call, it comes up on your TV screen.
And now I understand why people spend £500. If you're going to spend £500 on something, make that be your only thing. If I have to spend on a TV, I'll spend quite good money. But on a phone, if I'm spending that much money on a phone, that phone better do a lot of things.
That phone ain't leaving me.
You know
Never.
what I mean? It got to do a lot of things. Like, I'm not expecting just to make a quick phone call. I have to make sure this phone, but then they need to work on, have you realized the smarter the phone gets, the slower the battery life is? It dies quicker.
Yeah, because with those old phones, they last like 3 weeks.
Yeah, and that's with you using it.
Yeah, like when you play Snake and like, I used to bang out Snake.
It
still lasts like 3 weeks.
Like I bet you if you look down at if someone finds a Nokia brick phone right now, right? Charge it today. Make sure it's full. Yeah. Use it until say next week for a week, exactly a week. See how many times you got to charge it. Compared to how many times you'd have to charge your phone.
It's mad.
That's retro. That's vintage now, man. that's the thing. We've gone so far with the phone upgrades that you to have that you'd be like, yo, this is so retro, man. I remember back in the day when I used to play this, man. You be engaging. That's the thing. That's why when I play music like old school music.
Yeah.
With older adults parties, like when I like DJ and stuff like that. They'll be so shocked, like you wasn't even born when that track was released.
You know this song?
Like, huh?
And it's like, know this song?
It's the same feeling you get, like, oh my god, I saw that phone, I used to have that. And then you see those TVs that have the back off, man, the jumptrons. You be like, you had to carry that, and it's like, and then you had to fix the aerial and things. Sometimes you had to make a makeshift area with the clothes hanger.
With the hook, yeah.
And it was insane. And then when it goes static, you just slap it. You gotta give that pimp slap, and it's like.
It's working again.
I think that's where black mothers learn how to slap their children from. Like, that's their training right there. Like,
the TV.
But like, time is going crazy.
That's retro. When what's the you go to those clothing shops where they only show vintage.
Yeah, that's
stuff. That's they should have that for like TVs and technology. Like you get oh my god, they got the vinyls, they got the cassette players right there. They got the Walkmans. Oh my god, man.
And then in that 20, 30 years time, like, they got the iPhone right there.
Yeah,
that's
imagine.
The iPhone 1 right there.
That was the first ever iPhone. This is ground zero right here, man.
Oh man. But I feel like we've had a great discussion. Thanks to our special guest, Mr. J Flow.
It's amazing, guys. Thanks for having me.
Jay the Poet. It's been Soul Shifters right here. Lani, say one more thing to you.
We've been shifting your soul, man. Like, this is our first ever podcast. This is so we're hopefully gonna try do this more frequently. Just talk, have a discussion. If you have any topic ideas, if you wanna.
If you want to be on the show.
If you even want to be on the show, you can just holler at us. You know where we are. We're gonna make a Twitter account, Soul Shifters, Facebook, whatever. However you want to contact us.
At my IG, Instagram, it's Money Martz. That's straight. That's all it is. And Money, MONEY, Martz, MARTZ. That's how I do it. And then Lani, what's your details for your Insta?
It's I'm gonna change it soon, but right now it's Lani Terror Richard, but I'm gonna change it to Heaven in Silence.
Heaven in Silence.
Yeah, Heaven in Silence.
Look out for that.
So look out for Heaven in Silence.
Yeah, man, that sounds good.
If you can't find him, just follow me. Then I'll tag him to a picture, and you see who he is. What I'm saying? It's been a great show, And see you on the flip side.